Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome back to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight, we will be continuing Animorphs number 3, The Encounter by K.A. Applegate. Jake was next. He morphed, and I flew him over the heads of 2 patrolling park rangers who did not even seem to notice me. Then came Marco. When I exited the cave with him, I practically ran into a big hork-bajir. He didn't take any notice of me either. Cassie's plan was working. Even with all the controllers on maximum alert, it never occurred to them that their enemy might be a bird with a fish in its talons. Back in the cave, it was just Rachel. So far, so good, I said. Yeah, I guess so. Are you nervous? I'd have to be crazy not to be nervous. Oh well. Here goes. She started to morph. I'd seen 3 others do it now, so it wasn't a surprise to me. But it was still horrifying to watch a friend, someone you cared about, twist and deform and mutate before your eyes. I don't think any of us will ever get used to morphing. Maybe the Andalites are used to it. I don't know. But I'll bet it creeps them out too when they have to change. I looked away as Rachel began to get strange and hideous. She was almost completely a fish when it happened. Crash! Crash! Someone was forcing their way through the bushes at the mouth of the cave. Hefresh nichthin. Hork-bajir. Yes, I see it, a human voice said grumpily. You know, these human bodies aren't blind. Just because you're in a hork-bajir, don't get delusions. Use those blades of yours to hack some of those thorns out of the way. I heard a sound like fast machetes slicing away the vines and thorns. Better not find anything in here. The human controller said, the Vischer will do to you what was done to that poor fool yesterday who let the human escape. I looked at Rachel. It was too late for her to morph back. What's going on? She asked. Yerks! A human controller and a hork-bajir controller right outside the cave. Go in, for puny body. This was your sector to check. You didn't even notice this cave. Keep getting on my nerves and I'll tell him. He go first you and eat your lukath. Suddenly a human head appeared, followed by soldiers. He was wearing a park ranger's outfit. We have to make a break for it, I told Rachel. Here they come. Yeah, there's a cave in here, all right. There's some kind of a bird. I grabbed Rachel and now fully in fish morph. But the human controller blocked the narrow entrance. Well, I thought it worked with the helicopter. With a rush of wings, I flew right at his face. What the? He fell back, beating at the air. I scraped past him. The hork-bajir slashed at the air with one of his wrist blades. He shaved an inch off my tail. But I was in the air now and moving faster. Only it was hard with Rachel. The weight of a fish is more than a red tail can carry easily. And I had already carried 3. I was tired. Unfortunately, I was also very scared. Fear can make you strong sometimes. Shwa! A Dracan beam sizzled the air above me. Unfortunately for the hork-bajir who had fired, the Dracan beam did not stop when it buzzed by me. No! The Dracan beam hit the underside of the vast truck ship. A small, neat, round hole appeared in the bottom of the ship. It was too small to amount to anything. But suddenly the hork-bajir lost his interest in me. Fool! The human controller cried. Bishop 3 will have your head for dinner. While they were busy panicking, I dropped Rachel into the water with the others. Good work, Tobias, Jake said. Be careful up there, my friend. You too, I said. Good luck, you guys. I could just barely see them, a small school of fish in the shallows. They swam off and disappeared into deeper water. As I've told you, there are limits to how far a thought speech can reach. We don't really know what those limits are, but I wanted to stay as close to them as I dared, in case they needed me. Not that there was much that I could do to help someone underwater. I didn't want to stay right over them. I figured that would look suspicious to anyone on shore. It was hard to figure out what to do. The monstrous bulk of the truck ship was overhead, leaving only a few feet open above the surface of the water. I decided to chance it. I flew under the ship, skimming the dappled water below and practically scraping the metal belly of the ship above me. It was a very difficult flight. I had to stay almost totally level. I couldn't rise or fall by more than a couple of feet. You guys still okay? Tobias? I can't believe you can still thought speak with that whole ship between us, Rachel said. I guess I could have told her the truth, that I was within a few feet of them, but then Jake would have just gone all mad and told me not to take stupid risks. I figured that between the time it had taken through the entire morphing process and carrying them one at a time to the water, plus now the time spent swimming out to the big intake pipe, Cassie had been in more for just over half an hour. Jake had 10 minutes more, then Marco and Rachel. What are you guys doing now? I asked. We're looking at the bottom of this intake pipe. There's tremendous suction, Rachel reported. I'll go first and look around. See what's what, Jake announced. Here goes. Whoa, man, whoa, yeah! Jake, are you okay? Cassie cried. Oh yeah, what a rush. They should have a water slide like that at the gardens. It's like being sucked up a straw by a giant. Cool, Rachel said. I'm next. No, let me look around first, Jake said. I seem to be in some kind of big tank. It's not very deep. At least not yet. It's filling up. With these lame fish eyes, I can't see beyond the surface of the water very well. But I think up in the ceiling there's an opening, like a grate or something. Up on the ceiling? How are we going to get up there? Marco asked. Well, I think if they fill this whole tank, We'll be near the top eventually. We should be able to human, let out, then into something more dangerous than our lives. Excuse me? Marco said. But does anyone else ever stop to realize that some of the things we talk about doing are totally insane? What? Turning into fish so we can be carried by a hawk and let ourselves be sucked up the pipe of an alien spaceship so that we can then tigers and gorillas and whatever overpower the creepy aliens? Rachel said. Is that what you mean by insane? That's it exactly. Yep, Rachel said. It is insane. Well, okay, Marco said. As long as we all know we're nuts, let's do it. And that's the end of that chapter. When hork-bajirs talk, they have a combination of English and what I believe is called Galard. I'm probably screwing with the pronunciation. So it's always, that's always a really tough part of practicing because it's like there's no real dictionary of going to Galard and, figuring out the pronunciation. So it's like I'll try like maybe 5 or 10 times. I'm like, okay, the 10th time that's going to be it. I can't do anything else. And then you're mixing Galard and English, so it's like sometimes it just throws me back. I get sort of used to saying this one made up language, and then the real world language just throws me off. And I love how this chapter ended of Marco like saying, okay, everyone else knows we're insane. Okay, then I guess we're going to do it. God, I love Marco. I know a lot of people seem to think I'm like Marco. If you want to talk about this chapter or anything I previously did in my dramatic readings for Animorphs, please comment below and we can start a nice Animorphs-filled conversation. And if you want to discuss any major spoilers, because in this YouTube channel I like to keep it spoiler free because I hope that maybe someone discovers Animorphs through these, and there are some pretty big fucking spoilers that if they found out, that it would just kill it, because some things you really need to experience the first time. So if you do want to do spoiler talk with me, if you're watching this on the YouTubes, link in the description to my Tumblr ass box, and you can just go away, not go away, but go to it and we can talk Animorphs. Always up for an Animorphs chat. And if you are one of those newcomers to the Animorphs series and for some reason you watch this dramatic reading, you're like, not only is this person good at doing what she's doing, but now I want to read this book for myself. If you're watching this on the YouTubes, link in the description. And if you're watching this on my bloggity blog, link in the ad underneath the video. And both places will take you to where you can buy your own nice copy of Animorphs number 3, The Encounter by K. Applegate. Whenever I go to thrift stores, I will look out for any Animorphs books. So I definitely have like 1 or 2 copies of, I think, Animorphs number 3. It's like, ooh, I already have this, but God. Yeah. And if you watch this dramatic reading, and not only were you impressed, but you're like, I want Jashikins to do a dramatic reading of my fan fiction or my ebook. If you're watching this on the YouTubes, link in the description. And if you're watching this on my blog, link up above. And the link goes to a post where I talk about what I do for the dramatic readings and what I don't do, and plus, pricing. Okay, I sort of did this so I would have time to think about what I was going to say next, just making sure I'm covering everything. Yeah, I did book, ask box, and buying book. Okay. And please subscribe and like this video because I need attention. That's sort of why I vlog. I don't get the attention I need in my daily life. So now the little real life segment that I guess people actually listen to. So, another story about my dad. I'll keep this version short just because I've talked about this incident today on my like a few times, so it's like it might be new for you guys, but I sort of need to shorten it up because it's fun to talk about, but it, for me personally, it's like a little boring for me. But anyways, the long story short is Dad was cleaning my biopsy spot today, and we were having a fun, joking argument about if I would prefer my dad or a dog. And I mean, it's a joking conversation, but seriously, the dog. A dog isn't a human. I prefer animals to people. And it's like, it's a dog. And I was sort of thinking, oh, it's a lighthearted conversation, just joking. And then my dad took it a little personally because I guess he felt very insulted because I wasn't saying I'd prefer him over this like joking conversation. And so, long story short, he joked about me going to hell. And then he's in the Knights of Columbus, and there was like I guess award ceremony, and he ended up getting Knight of the Year. And I'm just thinking, oh, they probably don't know about you regularly saying your daughter's going to hell. So it's like, yeah. But him I mean, he came into the room and he was saying, oh yeah, I got Knight of the Year, and like that's all I needed to know. I didn't really care, but of course in his fashion he starts making a big long tail. And I sort of joke with him just because I want to show interest and showing that I'm actively listening. Of course, this one of the many times that I forget that Dad doesn't want me to really interact. He just wants me to listen or act like I'm listening. So he took the jokes as personal attack on him and he just walks out. The good thing is I did not have to listen to a 5 or 10-minute story about something I don't care about. And I mean, he will talk about things I don't care about, like the 2 to 5 minute story he told me about heating up a burrito. There's some stories that aren't that epic that don't deserve a lot of time. So now we get to the well wishes part. The well wishes part is stating hopes that we have. And if you want to join in the segment, just comment below with your well wish. That can be general or specific, whatever. And it will be read on next episode. And normally I drink some sake and then offer people to join in by drinking their favorite alcohol or liquor or whatever the fuck's lying around. And if they don't drink alcoholic beverages for whatever reason, drink milk, water, something. There were no well wishes submitted for this episode. And I won't be drinking sake because I don't want to open the new bottle until I get to the new house and officially move in. Because I don't know, I could buy another bottle of sake and open it there, but I think that might have been for my birthday, October 24th. I don't know, I guess there's something special about it. Or maybe I just romanticize sake too much. But yeah, this is the Fallen Soldier. And today, after I say the well wishes, I will be drinking Gatorade G2. And the coffee cup behind me there is, full of coffee, so yeah. I didn't want to risk getting a stain on my teeth in the video, so the well wishes. I hope everyone's health is good because, you don't really want to be dealing with any medical bullshit. I live in the United States myself, and yeah, don't want to be seeing doctors and getting prescribed medications and getting treatments more than you have to. And I hope my move goes smoothly as it possibly can. I hope that Rev Reznor doesn't get too stressed out as he's in the house right now. He's already moved in and he's smoothing things over so I can come in and not really be that stressed. And, it's new house, and so there are kinks to work out, and Rev Reznor just gets stressed out by the kinks. Therefore, I get stressed out because he's stressed out, and being in a long-term relationship like this means you share the good and bad emotions of your significant other. Which can be a great thing, and then can be a really horrible thing, and then you argue about really stupid shit from time to time. Like, really pointless stuff. All worth it. I hope that, the birds, my 3 lovely parakeets, feel comfortable in the new house. Because of where we're moving, we're going to actually have to get their wings clipped. And, for the past year or 2 or more, they've been enjoying being able to fly around on the patio every day, which they won't be able to do, so I really hope they adapt and they don't hate me for it. They're my little babies. I'm never going to have children. They're my little babies. Peep, Loki, and Lemon. They're just cuties. And I will be getting a service dog in the future, hopefully, for Asperger's syndrome, not for any physical disabilities. And I'm a nerd, if you can already tell. I'm wearing an Eevee hat, Punisher shirt. I do dramatic readings on YouTube, so if you haven't guessed by now. So I'm also a big Stephen King fan, and my favorite book of his is Cujo. So I always thought it'd be, funny to get like a little dog and name it Cujo. So I sort of, if I can only have a service dog and not have, another, just another like little playful dog, I hope that the stars and planets align to have my service dog be named Cujo. Because that would be one of the best things ever. Oh, good. And, oh shit. I, I don't know if people have already graduated or they're going to graduate. I mean, I saw some things on Facebook about graduating, so I'm assuming that maybe some people are or have. So, if you're going to graduate or you have recently graduated, here's a shout out to you and hope life treats you well. If you're graduating from college and now or the graduate school shit, like if you graduate from some sort of schooling where that's your last schooling, that once now you're fully in the real world and don't go to school anymore, I hope that transition goes well for you. I graduated in 2009 and I'm doing sort of the starving artist routine. So I hope things go a lot better for you. So there you go. And now I'm going to gulp some Gatorade. So you can join in with your favorite liqueur, alcohol, whatever's lying around, or if you don't drink for whatever reason, maybe you'll be sharing some Gatorade with me too. Okay. The next episode will be more of my Game of Thrones fanfic, A Marriage of Convenience. And that will air tomorrow around 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because I am an idiot, I forgot everyone does not live in my same time zone. And they might be confused when 2 a.m. is. I went to college. So, next episode will be A Marriage of Convenience and will air tomorrow around 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, until then, goodbye.